Hello everyone and happy Sunday. Welcome to Bella Bougie. My name is Cheryl Renee, or you can call me Granny, whichever you prefer. And on this channel, we talk about mostly P-Valley, and I am a defender of cheaters. So that's something that I talk a lot about, or will be talking a lot about. In this particular episode, we are going to be talking about infatuation and how it lasts can last up to 3 years. So if this is something you're interested in, please keep watching. Let's talk about it. Okay, and so I always forget to say this, but I am definitely new to YouTube. So if I have said anything in these videos that help you, that you like, or you would like to hear more of, please let me know. Please like, comment, subscribe, and click that notifications bell so you can see when I post a new video. Anyway, thanks for watching this one. So yeah, welcome back. And I watched a documentary a few years ago about infatuation, and how infatuation can last anywhere from 6 months to up to 36 months, just depending on the people and the situation. And I found that to be so interesting, because I think in this society, everyone is so addicted to that feeling of being in love, but what they're actually feeling is the dopamines from that chemical attraction with someone else. So what feels like love is actually simply just infatuation. And researchers have referenced or compared that feeling to like being high on cocaine. You know, it's that newness stage where you're getting to know the person. It's almost like obsessive compulsive disorder. You want to be around them all the time. The sexual chemistry is high. You're fascinated with one another. You're going out. You're having sex. But at some point, that stage will end. And then what will you do like after the fact? Like, what's the game plan after that? I think a lot of times in this day and age, we rotate through relationships so often because we are looking for that high. It's like that infatuation phase of a relationship. It's that constant high. It's like people are trying to stay high off that feeling of love, all that fascination and that chemistry and that high sex drive between you and a partner. It's like everyone's trying to stay there on that level, on that playing field. But we all know, if you're in a relationship, at some point that stage of the relationship will cool off. Doesn't mean you don't want your partner anymore and they don't want you. You're just transitioning into a more stable, solid relationship. So I've always been curious about that. But some researchers, if I can get my other phone open, some researchers have done studies on the brain of people who are in different stages of infatuation. And they were saying a big thing that drives it, of course, is that dopamine levels are just so high in that new stage. Like, that's where you want to stay. But sadly, infatuation is short-lived. But it's a necessary step, right, to get to that final stage of love, because that is life's greatest prize, right? All the religions talk about it. The Bible talks about it. As a matter of fact, 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is one of my favorite chapters. It's the love chapter. And I'm pretty sure every religion all over the world has some form of that type of scripture in there where love. So yeah, where love like is the answer to all things, right? Who doesn't love the feeling of being in love, or the idea of being in love? And it's a wonderful thing until it goes south, right? Until like that's no longer a thing. So a psychologist named Dorothy Teneff, she said that infatuation lasts between approximately 18 months to 3 years. And it's pretty much all you have of your infatuation stage. Like, that's pretty much it. If your infatuation stage does last beyond that, it could be indicative of problems in the relationship. Deep insecurity in a relationship can extend the feeling of being infatuated and ultimately delaying reaching the attachment stage, because like you're constantly in this loop of feeling infatuated. I've seen relationships like that where you see friends and they're so annoying, right? Because it's like they're together and then they're arguing 1 minute and then they're back lovey-dovey the next minute, arguing 1 minute and back together. It's like they're repeating that pattern to keep those dopamine levels high. But then that's also an indication that there's some deep seated insecurities within those partners to keep going through that loop. I personally I can't do it. I need my inner peace. And I cannot be going on no loop-de-loop roller coaster relationship with you. Okay, yeah, let's get through this lovely infatuation stage because it's amazing. It really is amazing. But then comes the second half of that where you're kind of leveling out after you've gotten past that 6 months to 3 year mark. But here's the thing. Before it levels out, a lot of people make decisions to get married during that infatuation stage. And herein lies the problem, right? You've dated someone for 6 months. I mean, your chemistry is fire. Y'all connect like on this whole spiritual, mental, emotional level. You feel like that's your soulmate because like the sex is just fire, right? You hold hands, you love loving on each other, and you just have like this feeling. And you be like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get married. Love is blind. That saying is so true because infatuation is blind. And when you're in that early stage of a relationship, you sometimes will overlook a lot of red flags that your partner may be throwing at you, but you don't see them because like you're up here on cloud 9, you floating on the bed and eaves of dopamine, and you don't see the red flags. And a lot of people decide we're going to go ahead and get engaged and get married well before 3 years even come around, and then they find themselves married and in a situation 3 or 4 or 5 years. So then they find themselves married and in a relationship 3 or 4 or 5 years down the road after that. And they're like, oh snap, what the hell did I do? Like, we are not even on the same wavelength anymore. Like, the sex has dwindled. We don't really go anywhere. Now we're kind of in this like comfortable stage. Now, you got it when y'all are comfortable and you're secure with each other and you realize that, okay, yeah, our fiery stage is cooling down to some degree, but you still had that connection with each other. Then you got something. But that whole marriage thing and that 7-year itch is real because a lot of people get married based on the first stage of their relationship, which is infatuation. And then when the middle part comes, when they're coming out of that infatuation stage and they're coming to the stable relationship stage where, hey, I trust you, you trust me, we're in this space together, and we understand that relationships have ebbs and flows, right? Have ebbs and flows. So you can get to that stage in a relationship, but I think the divorce rate is so high now because people are jumping into relationships and getting married when they really should just like take a step back and see if what they have is going to last the test of time. It's going to last longer than 3 years. Now, that's just my personal opinion. I feel like people should really be in relationships and date beyond that infatuation stage just to see if if it's gonna work out for them. Now, I've met couples too that they said it was love at first sight. They met each other, they dated for 3 months, they got married, and they have been married for the life of their relationship until death. I'm going to talk about me a little bit. I thought that was my situation. Met my husband when I was in high school. We dated all through high school for like 4 years. Then we got married. We had 3 beautiful girls. We stayed married for 25 years before my spouse asked me for a divorce. And then by our 26th wedding anniversary, we were indeed fully divorced. So I still have a lot of questions myself surrounding that, but I have just come to the conclusion that sometimes people have their own agendas in life of what they want to do, and I may never get the answers that I'm looking for, but I'm okay with that because I'm going to heal from it. I know we did get beyond the infatuation stage though, so there's something else to be explored there when it comes to long. Yeah, so that's something else to be explored for another topic on another day, and it's that what are some of the causes of like long-term people who have been in long-term marriages for 25-30 years, and then they suddenly get a divorce. And I've been reading up on that. It's called grace divorce, like when you get divorced later on in life, and like how your adult kids and stuff have to handle that. And that's one of my situations, and that's near and dear to my heart. So that's probably going to be the next topic that I'm going to be discussing. And I'm probably going to talk a little bit more about myself, because I find this to be kind of therapeutic. I usually don't open up a lot about anything, so I think I'm going to take this opportunity on this channel to just air out some grievances while also keeping my family protected, because no one, you just got to be really careful in how you put information out there. So if my story can help another person, by all means, I do want it to help. So I will talk about my story in my divorce probably in the next video for next Sunday, just to kind of help someone else, especially when it comes to the healing process and what I've done, and to get through those rougher stages, like right in the beginning. Because trust me, divorce is like it's almost like a type of death, because you have been attached and connected to a person for so long that when those ties are severed, it's very painful, and you are mourning the loss of a very long-term relationship of someone you counted as a friend, as a confidant, and your most trusted partner. So yeah, it's a lot to unpack, people. It's a lot to unpack, and we will unpack it another day. But in this video, yeah, we were just talking about infatuation. So be careful out there. If you are in a new relationship and like you're on cloud nine, that's a beautiful thing. But at some point you need to temper that and really try to get to know your partner on a deeper level than what they are presenting to you. Because we all wear masks. We all show people what we want them to see until we get comfortable enough and we drop that mask. And sometimes that can be a scary and unexpected thing, and then it's human nature to want to back away from those things. So just be careful, protect your heart, protect yourself out here in these streets while you are living life. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. All right, have a wonderful, beautiful week, and we will talk again next week. I'm Granny. This is Bella Bougie. Deuces.